qualify for the global round.
Really?
Yeah.
Yay.
Whether everyone will go there or not, we'll see about this because we're raising money about teams and how many teams will participate. Last year, the global round here in Europe was in the Netherlands, and this is when one of our teams actually went to. Depending on how much money we raise, we also had another team that went for another debating competition. You need to support it, exactly. You can't just say, I don't like going to school. Why don't you like going to school? What are the reasons for this?
Okay, one, two, three. Talking to you about the World Scholars Cup today and more info about it, now that we had more time to research it. So here we go.
What is Scholars Cup? It is an international team academic program with students participating from over 82 countries. World Scholars Cup aim is to attract students interested in learning beyond typical school curricula, to focus on bringing students from different cultures together to discuss issues and ideas relevant to today.
And every team with a clicker and every question gets harder. There's the collaborative writing, which is speak with the power of your pen. You speak as a team, but we're using pens and paper. Then there is the Scholars Challenge, which is the multiple choice. So make multiple choices, but the thing is there's not one right answer. There's many right answers, but the more you tick, the less points you get.
Motivate you all and bring out the inner you with help of building your confidence in order to excel in every given debate question.
To prepare you for all challenges in order for you to succeed in the best way possible. And the best thing to remember is there's no right or wrong answer.
To make these lessons enjoyable in order to make you fall in love with something Nikki and I are both very passionate about.
To get to know you all individually, in order to improve on what you believe are your weaknesses and maintain your strengths.
Most importantly, to make it to Croatia in 2020, which we both have no doubt about, because we truly see how intelligent you all are and we are very fond of our lessons.
Should girls be actively encouraged to enter STEM fields? If you don't know what STEM is, it's science, technology, engineering, math. So we're going to split it again. This corner, strongly agree here.
Be allowed, but not strongly agree, because then maybe reach something like forcing girls to do it. So.
Yeah. Then, for example, you can make like something for like cans. No. Look, basically, it's just because if you want something, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. You should be able to do it. Even if you're a boy, you can obviously do. I forgot my book already. Because it exists. Christian kids love to chat.
We're going to change it up a little bit. Wait, how many people are there? 3, 6, 11. Alright, so let's, okay, we're going to have only one person speaking. So I'll combine all your ideas into one person. Only one speaker speaks their entire points, and then after they counter debate, then you can talk again.
Yeah. Okay.
This is where you're going to be.
So basically, I want to say it doesn't matter if you're a girl.
You should add if you like it, you do it. Yeah. No, there's exactly. That's it. Just if you like it,
This on your side, there will be one boy with all the girls. That would be just annoying. I somewhat agree, because all girls should have the same rights as boys, and they should also be able to do any subjects they want if it's in the school.
Why?
But
Why does
on
sexism
somewhat
still
agree
exist?
and not strongly agree?
It exists only in some countries, and I don't know why it still exists.
Okay.
So sexism only exists in some countries, not all around the world.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think it exists in some countries and not in others?
Because their culture is different, and that's how they are learned from small.
Does it matter if the country is like more developed or not?
Well,
So for example,
that would
say
just
like
be
Bulgaria is less developed than the States, but there's more sexism in the States than Bulgaria.
that
Why?
would just be offensive to the country, so I can't really say. More smart sort of country, the more equally they'll treat everything.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. It matters if you like it, you do it, and we basically all need to be equal.
Girls have rights, like some countries.
Why?
I don't know, it's their problem.
Because like some countries think like girls can't go to war. Some countries think like girls can't go to war, like Iran or Iraq.
Okay. What about you, Alex?
I'm thinking that maybe at one point it could start looking like we're forcing girls to do it. It could start. It could seem like girls are getting forced to do that, to do this stuff.
I can't do it. They should try.
Okay, good. This is a 4-corner debate this time. you're going to discuss why it should be compulsory or not. Just discuss.
So what's
In life, because like in life, when you go.
Can I? Personally, I don't think it's a must. It's kind of pressuring people to force them to learn another language, and if they're already like tired or confused from the learning, they shouldn't do it, and they should concentrate on the rest of the things. But if they feel sure and able to do another language, they should.
Because like some people can get confused easily, which can like spoil their career and everything.
Okay. Okay. And what about you?
Or if you, for example, like really want to become better at maths or English, you should concentrate on it, not on another language.
It's more important to focus on the main language.
Okay. Listen to one another. We have to listen to each other's debates.
I don't think it's exactly compulsory. There are benefits, but I don't think it's compulsory. Everyone shouldn't be forced into learning a second language they don't want to. Even if they have to learn a second language, they should have a choice which language they want to learn, since it won't be forced upon them.
Okay. What if the school gives you like Spanish and French? Should each student study one of those two languages? Because they're the two most common European languages after English.
They should just choose one, but they should just like if they don't want to, you just need to put as much effort as it's needed.
Okay.
So remember that for some people, second language is English. And for me, English is kind of a priority because the majority of the people know English, and most of the TV shows, it's like the universal language,
Okay.
English.
Okay.
So I think English is a priority language if it's not your second language. I mean, somewhat agree because it should not be a must.
Okay.
Why shouldn't it be a must? What's the reason?
It should not be a must because it's your personal choice if you want to learn another language or no. If it's a priority in school, then of course feel free.
Who
But
sets the priorities?
the teachers, I guess.
Shouldn't you set your own priorities?
Yeah.
The teachers?
Because they also give you a choice which second language you want to study.
Okay.
And maybe, for example, if you're Canadian or half Canadian, some part of it there speak French. So you can like look forward to that and study French.
It's also good to learn, let's say, English, because when you grow up and you want to go and study in another country or want to work somewhere else, it's good to know the language.
You shouldn't really be pressured if you need to choose if you need to get a second language or what, because let's say if you want to only be concentrated in one main thing, you should do that. Let's say you'd rather learn more math than get a second language, you should do math. Like you should just
So you're
you
again
should
saying
choose.
it's based on your priorities?
Yeah.
I also somewhat agree, and I agree because the languages can open very much doors in your life because as much languages as you know, it can help you with communication, work, and with a lot of stuff. But also I somewhat disagree because if you really don't want to study a language and you just want to like develop another subject more, you should just focus on the other subject. Yeah, that's why.
I agree with her. I have the same opinion.
You have to add something.
Okay, I think that it shouldn't be like it shouldn't be a must. It should be by your choice because it's your choice what you want to study or what you want to be when you grow up. So the language you study kind of like depends on what you want to be. So it's kind of like
And what you want to study.
yeah. So it basically just it's
again
your
your
choice. It should be
opinion.
your choice, not it shouldn't be a
But
must.
I think it's better if you know more languages because it opens more doors.
Okay,
and
so
Yeah.
why shouldn't it be compulsory then? If it's better for you to know more languages, why should it not be compulsory?
Because if you hate learning languages, I mean, some people may not like learning languages at all.
Or
so-
maybe not if you just hate it. Maybe you just don't like. You just don't think fast. For example, not think fast, but like you can
Process it.
remember process.
Or you don't have
so many
time and
languages.
Okay.
Learning another language is good, but you don't have to. Like if you learn, it's just another advantage to your life.
Okay.
Like let's say you're gonna be like an artist. Like if you want to focus on art, you should like
not focus on languages so much, just focus on it.
I want to add something. For example, now English is the, like Alex said, the universal language, but maybe in a few years there is going to be another language that will become universal. So, yeah, it's better if you know another language as well.
It could open way more doors for you. And by more languages, I mainly mean English, because with English you can travel and speak anywhere.
English is the main language of the school. English is our first language. Bulgarian, for some people, we can count as a second in the case of the school. I know some of you are fully Bulgarian, but yeah. So say your English is already your main one. Your second one is going to be the language you learn in school. Should that be compulsory?
If you're forced into learning something, after you leave or something, you might end up not learning anything just because you don't want to. You'll end up forgetting everything, and just because you just don't like it.
Okay.
Second language is great. It's really helpful for your whole life. It'll be easier to communicate with different people. It'll make many things easier. But if you're busy or you have a dream of learning something, you should go for it, not for knowing more languages.
What happens if you have your whole life set, you know what you want to study one day, what you want to do, and maybe you don't even need a second language, and that could affect your reports and everything that maybe you got like A's in everything, and then that second language that you did could have been like low.
We're in Bulgaria. The school's in Bulgaria. Should Bulgarian be known by everyone in the school?
No. It's international school.
Okay, but we're in Bulgaria. Wouldn't it be beneficial for you to know Bulgarian so you can talk to people on the streets?
I think.
Discuss it like within yourselves for 2 minutes.
Oh, discuss it. We should say somewhat.
But sure, why would you move to Bulgaria then? Like,
How do you know Bulgarian?
like I know because of the, yeah, I've thought of with wearing a pair of shoes that I have. And
It has to
the track runners, yeah.
Once you arrive in Bulgaria and you start studying here, almost every single school has a class of Bulgarian, even if it's international, just like our school.
Okay.
It has a class of Bulgarian, so that kind of proves that even if you don't want to, you kind of will, because every single day, every single school has like a Bulgarian class.
Okay, so in that case, the school is making Bulgarian compulsory for everyone.
Yeah, just like in other countries, I guess Spanish schools have Spanish classes.
Okay.
German schools have German classes.
Okay.
For example, if you go to a store, you can communicate with the people there if they don't know English or something like that.
Yeah, so like to buy bread or to go in a shop, and if you need something and the others don't speak English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our opinion is that since you're gonna live in Bulgaria for at least half a school year, let's say, you should know at least the basics, because you're gonna go to a store one day, you're gonna speak with a Bulgarian person one day, and Bulgaria is one of the countries which are not the best at speaking English, so it will be really helpful for a person in Bulgaria to know Bulgarian so they can communicate with Bulgarian people.
If you go to another school in another country and you study in English, you will always have to be, it's mandatory to learn the
That's what the
language.
question is. Should that thing be compulsory or no? The original question. Should that, because you're in a new country, you're in Bulgaria, should it be compulsory that you study Bulgarian?
I mean, our opinion doesn't really matter. So.
Although it doesn't matter, the point of this whole debate is to show what you think about it. Nothing will probably happen if, like I talk about some teacher, if Bulgarian should be compulsory. Nothing will happen. But the point of the whole debate is for you to say your point and to be free of your point. There's no right or wrong answer.
You can learn this language in school because, I mean, you should know the basics, but you can maybe not get marked on the subject because it's maybe if you don't like it. Yeah.
So you're saying you should know some language, but not it shouldn't be like a formal thing. So it should
Yeah,
be like on your
if you want to, and maybe not to get graded on this. Yeah.
Who needs a break when you can go to debate?